Alright guys, we're going to be looking at budget for chapter 9 and 10, I think, for event management. Okay, so all this you've gone through already. This is just, like I said, supplement for the theory based. Okay, so we're going to be looking at preparing budget information, prepare and finalizing the budget, monitor and review budget, allocate budget resources, financial activities, and we're going to be looking at some financial and statistical report. Profit oriented events where revenue exceed expenses. Now this is if your event is profit orientated, meaning you like say concerts or anything like that, it's specifically for profit making. Okay, break-even events are revenue that is equal to the expenses. So meaning break-even events are those events that you do not need to, as long as you pay the costs, you're okay, you're not making money. Hosted events is where the client meet the cost of the event. Okay, next steps of financial management is to ask the following question. Okay, steps of financial management is, first you need to ask, is your aim to make profit? Okay, how much will the cost be? What are the revenues? Okay, sources, from where are you going to get the revenues? On your side, it's supposed to be a awareness campaign. So usually in awareness campaigns you don't usually get money, but because there's no sales ticket or anything like that, but you're selling merchandises, right? So you can get money from there lah. So yours would be semi. Okay, semi meaning half lah. How many tickets must be sold to break even? What are the cash flow situation? How much money you have at the moment? What control system are needed to avoid fraud? Okay, fraud meaning people take money and cheat, scam. Okay, how legal and taxation obligation be met, right? Any legal things that you need to pay or anything like that, tax, you don't have to do that, but if you're doing an event outside, yes. Management fee, event organizers 10 to 15%. That's if you're getting organizers from outside. Okay, contingencies are money that you put aside for plan B, like say just in case something happened unexpectedly, so you need to put at least about 5%. Okay, this one also the same with TTAM, you have to have contingency plan. All right, so this is just basically an example of how to do budget. Okay, it's hard for me to explain as it is right now. Okay, what is your student group contribution fund? What's your fund that you put in? Okay, where did you get the other merchandise, bake sale, any other money that you're getting, fundraising, that you did fundraising and get the money to put inside there? Ticket sales, if you have. Partnership with organization, meaning any sponsors, organization contribution, any sponsors or anything like that. So you have to put everything there, and then your cost and everything. Okay, and then your total cost. Okay, so these are just sample event budget. You can have a look at it in detail in your slide. Okay, budget process. First you need to draft a budget for like just a draft, and analyze the internal and external environment for potential impact on the budget. Anything that's going on internally or externally that will potentially impact or have some kind of impact to your budget, you have to analyze that. Assess and present alternative approach to the budget. Okay, ensure that the draft budget accurately reflects event and business objective. Okay, your money going in or going out reflects the goal of the event, right? Circulate the draft budget to colleagues and for comments and discussion. So meaning you just let everybody know. So in your finance, people who's in your finance, they're supposed to at least work together with everybody so that they know what's going on, where's the money coming from, where's the money going out to, and everything like that. Okay, communication is very important. Negotiate the budget with respective stakeholders, meaning if you have sponsors and what, you need to kind of negotiate and get, you know, what you need to get. Okay, agree and incorporate modification, any changes to the budget. Complete the final budget if required. Format in a required format within the designated time, meaning you have to complete the final budget in your Gantt chart. Inform colleagues of final budget. Okay, and also review the budget regularly, so if there's any changes, someone will be notified. I mean, you all must be notified. Collect information for future budget preparation. Analyze and investigate deviation. Okay, so these are the process that you need to go through. It doesn't have to go through one by one like this, but if you have certain if you follow through with what they have, basically you have at least some the essence of how to prepare budget. Break-even point is when basically your cost, okay, all your cost and your return is about the same price. Okay, right? I think this one you can learn in economics. So if you can see from this, it says, okay, your break-even point is here. This is your total cost. This is your total revenue. Okay, so basically this is where the break-even point is. How much you make and how much you pay. Okay, if everything is anything past this part, it means you make a profit. Okay. Income strategy, how to get money. Ticket entry, for your case you don't have. Rental stalls, you don't have that as well, but what you have is you're getting products under consignment, right? Licensing, sales of program, sale of food and beverage, sponsorship or grants, parking fees. These are some money making things that you can get. Okay, now what are risks? Risks are things that probably bad things that will impact your event. Okay, so you need to think about the risk. Okay, it is a chance to make or gain a loss. Cash flow crisis is one big risk if you don't have enough money. Okay, staff on strike, none of your volunteers come or the models do not come, right? That could be one risk. Poor publicity is another risk, where you don't promote, then there's nobody will want to go. Okay, bad weather is another risk. There's quite a lot more, but what you need to do is you need to have plan B. Okay, you need to address all the risk in order for you to manage it. Okay, so basically if something bad happens, you already know how to counter that. Okay, risk management is a process of identifying risk, assessing the risk, and treating the risk. Okay, risks need to be considered. Natural disaster, you don't have to worry about that because the particular event is indoor. Okay, your main risk right now is whether we can go through with the event or not because of what is going on externally, the pandemic. Okay, the coronavirus. All right. Financial risk, cash flow, extra cost, any fraud, people take money, any extra cost that you didn't anticipate. Legal risks, so for this one it's basically under law, but then for you maybe the management, one thing, the management is probably gonna say no, we can't have this event. So that's the biggest risk that you have. If you don't have this event, we don't know what is going to happen. I don't know how to assess you. Technical related Risk are just like, say, system down, lighting, sound system, all that. Mismanagement, too many people, okay, and then you don't know how to kind of manage. That could be another risk. Safety and security risk, you know, when people come in and terrorism and all that stuff, you don't have to worry about that. Risk at sporting events. If you have sporting events, there's a bigger risk for that, okay. That one would be like, say, injuries or medical emergencies, even the weather, traffic, and all that stuff. Okay. Safety standard for particular sporting event. Okay, now we're not doing a sporting event, but I want you to read this because it could be in one of the questions coming, right? Okay, you need to go through this. Risk management process is establishing the context, identifying the risk, analyze it, evaluate it, treat the risk. Now my question to you is, your biggest risk right now is the event not going as, you know, like a no-go because of the pandemic. So what is it that you can do about it? How are you going to manage that? Okay, so that's going to be a question that you have to answer and post it on the forum. Just in case this happens, what can we do? Give me a suggestion. Okay, establishing the context means strategic context, external environment, having a look at everything that's going on around the world right now. Okay, so this is your major threat. Okay, organizational context, the size of the event or the business, and it's dependent on the market segment. This one you don't really need to kind of worry. If the main worry is that the coronavirus right now, the organizational context, if it's okay, then we can go and do it, and the size of the event has already been established. Okay, risk management context, threats, terrorism. Okay, then next you have to think about identifying the risk. Okay, what is the worst that can happen? No event. Where are we exposed? What are the best things that could happen? Okay, how to cope? Okay, you have to answer these questions. Analyze the risk, right? What are the consequences? What are the likelihood that this is happening? The level of risk. Decide which one can be prevented. Can we prevent this pandemic in a short time? Now the only options that I have for now is that since they're going to have the exam, MPU exam on the 6th, we need to clear the place when we come in, if we get to come in. So I don't know. Okay, as this is the one that is kind of new, so let's see how it goes. Evaluating the risks, you have to have this. Now in your report, you need to do somewhat like this. Okay, identifying the hazard. What is the hazard? So it says here stumble hazard, maybe the L panel fall, or someone trip on the cable or something like that. These are the hazards. Wet floor, blocking escape routes, you know, things like that you need to address. Okay, see how is it really kind of say very likelihood that it's going to happen. Okay, what are the risks? So what can you do? What are the control measures? Right, treating the event, how to handle treating the risk, how to handle the risk itself. Okay, right, try to avoid it. Okay, so these are just how sources of the risk, how the risk can happen, risk event, what can happen. These are the things that you need to actually answer first. Okay, when you're thinking about risk management, you don't have to do this, but could come out on your exam. I'm talking about you don't have to do this for your actual event. Okay. Obtain the support for senior management, ongoing risk. You don't really need to do that. Okay, that's it. Thank you.